So final bit on the FN2 Type R. We need to get this ready and off to paint. So wheels, bit of a mistake by me, but we've got them back, so you're going to see them. Got to sort the brake pipe, bleed the brakes up, get the wheels on. Sort of a few little dinks and scuffs.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, we'll see. And get it to paint, get it back. We're currently in the Car Cartel storage facility.
Yeah.
If you need anything storing and you're in the Midlands area, give us a message.
Yep. Plenty of room.
Plenty of room.
Just waiting for your car.
Yeah, so if you've got projects you need storing, just let us know. Anyway, let's get this. We're having a bit of a sort out, aren't we?
Yeah.
Moving Coltons, creating spaces, tidying stuff up.
Hopefully making it a bit easier to work on everything and get everything around.
Yeah.
We don't want to keep moving cars from one place to another, do we?
Right, I'll get this started, it's flat. This old girl ain't fired up in a while, has she, Jack?
We're starting a new car on the channel, aren't we?
What's that?
This is a new car, new project.
Oh, it's one off.
Vauxhall Carlton CDX.
She's smooth.
Ooh, listen to that.
We've got a bit of mould issues though.
It's like revving at like 500 RPM.
Yeah, she's very good on fuel.
What's all this?
Look at it, look. Just look at it. I love old stuff, mate. You know, when you just got old stuff and it's just cool.
Drives like a dream, this. Take it down the road.
Around the bonnet, blow up.
Oh, I could take it around here then. Like your granddad's old car, isn't it?
This is the one, isn't it?
Is this the
Is this a slalom course?
Yeah. What can it do? I didn't quite slalom then, but
From starting this car up, like 2 seconds ago, runs mint, doesn't it? Brakes still work.
if you want to buy her, hit us up. Times are tough.
Whoa! Precision. Lucky windows.
It's got everything, this has.
Right, let's fire that.
It's even got this.
What? No, I don't know about my man's alarm system. 9 volt and a LED. Keeps them all away. Right, let's fire up the diamond. Now we've got to clean all. We've got roof linings, interior bits for the Sierra, so that's got to be moved somewhere. And then we'll drag this beast out. And then move the BM next to the Colton, Lotus, and the 309 next to it where that is. And then the lovely Sierra can go there with a bit of room around it, so we can work on that. We don't want to put the Sierra under anything, under the ramp, so nothing drips on it. Oh, I wish it was a bit taller.
A bit slimmer.
Ooh.
The knackers.
Nearly castrated myself.
Taking out your new daily. I don't think you can fit in there.
How did we get in here? Do you reckon I'll get to the back door? How did we do this?
Do we do it one at a time and climb all the way through all the cars?
We must have. We've just had to move 2 cars to get into it. So BM's in its little spot there next to the Lotus.
You're ruining these cars.
We ain't started this, have we, for probably about a year now. Look at the leather, lovely. That wood. Don't get that on these modern cars now, do you?
Wood grain.
Nope. Mate, look at that.
Like a dream. I don't think we can use the roof lining.
Sagged.
I think I've just had an off-road snow mode in sport. Is that what that button means? There, frost mode. Is that drift mode?
That's when.
And then, what does this button do?
That's sport.
Okay, now. Luxury this is, isn't it? Nice comfy seats, aren't they?
Radiator light on there.
And he's tried to paint over the...
Yeah, that's MOT pass, that is.
Is it?
Yeah, ABS fault. Straight pass and MOT, that is.
I mean, this thing runs and drives as well, doesn't it?
You could literally, I'm not even joking, you could, if you fire this up how we did, you could actually drive it, but the gear stick isn't connected to the clutch, so no, you couldn't. Put me there in the back tyre so you can push easier. Get it next to the lovely
Colton.
Lotus. Damn, them screws have fell out and thought we alright.
So why have we got the front end of this Honda off again?
We're doing brake lines, aren't we? And nothing seems to, and this is on going at a weird angle. Yeah, this brake line was damaged.
Going into the ABS pump. Yeah, so to explain, we were going to get a whole new brake pipe.
Which they don't sell anymore.
We couldn't get for some reason, so we was going to make some new brake pipes. Got the wrong size.
Yeah.
And then we thought, well, we've got a flaring tool, we've got a good end, can we just do a joiner? So
That's where we're at.
that's where we're at, we've got a joiner. So fingers crossed. We flared one end off camera just to check. I don't know if you can see this.
Hey, mate.
Yeah, so one end's flared,
And then we've flared this other end.
which is on the car. And then we've got this joiner piece, and hopefully it creates a nice, neat, strong connection without changing all the pipe.
That then fits into that like that, look. That's
Yep.
the theory.
And then you just tighten the two pieces together.
I have to pull that back down. Trouble is, it's on a bent piece of pipe, and you're trying to push something straight on a bent piece of pipe, which is
A bit difficult.
a bit difficult. So then that goes like that. That tightens up. That then bends into
Yeah,
pump.
yes, pump.
So we'll tighten that up, because then that can be bent down then, can't it? And
Yeah.
fill the fluid back
Right,
up
reservoir. Yep.
and
Lead
check
brakes.
there's no leaks there, and we're all good.
Fit the new alloys. Well, the refreshed alloys.
I did a good job on them, didn't I?
God, are they old English?
No. Don't know
Successfully
how.
bled.
We've had a couple of weeks where nothing has worked, but it seems to have worked. We've bled the brakes up. I'm going around now, just drying bits off. We're going to leave this overnight, you know what I mean? We don't want to whack the wheels on and we've got a leak and it's all brake fluid over the brand new wheels. This repair, what we've done on the feed down to the ABS pump, nice.
Nice and dry.
Seems all good. So, fingers crossed, we'll be back shortly, 2 secs.
Get the nice new wheels on.
Yeah, get the wheels on, get that washer bottle in, all the front back end back on again, and it's going off paint then. I keep saying this, but it is.
Davey boy sending it, innit?
Well, we can drive this now as well.
I'll drive it to the paint.
Why not?
Not insured or taxed through MOT.
Dave's insured and taxed
Yeah,
MOT on everything, mate.
Oh God! God, we've done them brakes, well, haven't we?
We have.
Show me what this can do. All them lights.
We'll go straight for a hedge.
Yeah. Was that Vita?
Nice.
Is this a job well done? Almost.
I wouldn't say, well, I'm not always put us down, but no.
There's a couple of little things you still got to do. It.
Yeah, well,
Let's be
we're not
honest.
quite happy with.
Do it like the MO, throw your hands everywhere. Go on. Whoa, bad boy, yo! This is sick, you know.
You have to throw your hands all around, don't you?
Right, as you've seen, VTEC works, that's the main thing. Wheels are on, they look mint, not Old English anymore. Everything is sort of on. Well, it is on, really, but it might have to all come off for the painter anyway. The only other thing we've got to do is there's a little airbag ECU that we've got to do. We're changing it, are we?
I think what it is, we've swapped it over thinking out of another car, but apparently on these you have to have the crash date reset. So, because we've chucked in this other ECU, it's causing a problem. So we've got to put the old ECU back in and have the crash data reset, which we might be able to do. There's a little trick, or we have to send it off.
But all this means anyways now, it's ready for paint.
Which
brakes work, that's another good thing.
Yes, they work.
Get it off its paint, get it sprayed up, and then one of you lucky people can buy it off us.
That's it.
10 grand.
Good price.
The next thing, you may or may not see this bit, that's how we get on. We've got a few bits coming for this, well, a bit coming. We've got a bit more information that we found out online, a few more things we can check, try and rule out whether it's the ECU, the cable, the coil pack, all those sorts of things. But hopefully it's one of those things and we can get it started. Also, we're going to get some liquid metal stuff, we think, for the filler neck.
Yeah, a few people said you can get some...
Like liquid metal.
What's the same grade? Astronaut grade?
Is that what it is? For the spaceship? So I think it's only a pinhole anyway, so we're just going to take the nozzle off.
Aircraft grade, was it?
I don't know, mate.
Astronaut grade,
Yeah,
that sounds better.
Moon grade.
Moon grade.
So that'll sort that, and hopefully, fingers crossed, one of these little tricks and whatever will work.
So it's going to be up and running,
yeah.
And then we can go through all the other teething problems.
And then that'll be 2 projects finished in 1 week.
Well, it is, unless you've got to have...
Unless that's a nightmare, and that's a nightmare.
Which is, that's what 100% is going to be.
Oh, stay tuned. We might be back in a second.
Yeah.
Right, so it's a new day. The Civic's all loaded up onto the truck, ready to go. We're having a bit of a sort out. We thought it's about time we get our affairs in order. We want to get back on the Sierra, we want to get this sorted, but we've got to figure out what we're doing, haven't we? Make a bit of space for ourselves.
We're just waiting for the coil for that, so then hopefully that sorts that.
But what we thought, we're going to get all the Sierra bits out, basically, and say, if it's good, if it's bad, if it needs refitting, if it needs work, just so we can get on top of what we're doing.
Mate, I'll tell you now, all the Sierra bits are probably bad.
Yeah, they probably are, but we need to know. There's no point coming to fit it and then realising we can't do it.
Yeah.
And this is us being sensible now and getting on top of things. Oh, mango. But we're just cleaning off the old whiteboard because we thought that might help us get organised. And stuff's been on there for so long, it's pretty much permanent marker now, isn't it? But I remember this little trick. I couldn't get any of this red stuff off. Tried water, you can do it with a bit of elbow grease, but I then remember this little trick. Colour over it with a different colour.
Has it got to be a different colour?
I don't know, then let's just try the red.
Yeah. Have you rubbed it to show them it don't come off?
Yeah, yeah. I've even put water on it, no good. And then...
I press so.
Almost.
I've got a new trick for you, Jack.
Brake clean.
Do that rub more, man.
Even your brake cleaner ain't working.
It doesn't work, does it?
I'm telling you, just colour over it with a different colour.
People have been chucking their whiteboards away for no reason.
Apparently, just colouring over it.
Jack's new face for Civic Bang. Barry.
Bang.
Is it Barry? Hi, I'm Barry. Scott, Barry Scott.
And the dry wipe's gone.
So we've just been digging through the parts bin of the Sierra because the next thing we think could possibly go on it are the front headlights and grille, get all the front bumpers sorted. And we've got 2 sets of headlights. We've got the original set, which are at the back. And as you can see in the back, all the chrome is like delaminated. And then we've got a Lucas lens with a Lucas Ford stamped headlight. And then we've got a Corello Ford stamps headlight with a Lucas lens. So it's been stone chipped, or probably because it's been bumped. They've changed the lenses or the headlights. And then from the parts car bits we had, we've got 2 Corello matching back Ford and glass. The chrome bit is in better condition, but it's still not up to scratch. So get in the comments, are the Corello headlights the original headlights, what were fitted from factory, or was it Lucas, or were they fitted with all different makes through the years? Can we buy a standard headlight? I know you've got to have this bit for the grille, but then could we nick the silver chromey bits out of it?
The reflective bit, yeah.
The reflective bit. And if we could get Corello glass again, or polish this glass up, so it looks
polish that glass, wouldn't you?
Because I think we've got, yeah, not too bad. I think we've got to keep the backs, because the problem is this, because it's Cosworth, because of the grille, which we're not bothered about. We can clean that up, can't we?
So they've got the tabs there.
Got all the tabs. So to split these headlights are not like modern headlights where they're all glued. They're literally these clips, because obviously if you had a stone hit the headlight, you'd smash it, wouldn't you?
Easy to change a bulb, isn't it?
Take the front off. Yeah. Or can we get the chrome bit re-chromed?
Let us know, what would you do with these headlights?
Apart from chuck them in the bin.
Yeah, we need to keep them.
Yeah.
You know, for the most part.
Yeah. I think we've got enough to go on what we've got, but the chrome bits are letting us down, isn't it? That's what we're basically saying, aren't we? We're just sieving through. It's licorice all sorts this episode, isn't it? Civics, Celicas, Sierras. So when we got the Sierra, many a year ago now, we noticed the ABS light was on and the pedals like rock hard, and the brakes were like only working like really weirdly. So we've had the brakes calipers all rebuilt, but when we took it apart, I did notice that it smelt burnt. This has a weird brake servo system, so it had like an electric motor what assists it, must produce vacuum to then do all the brakes. But this cap is all melted, and the wiring what clipped onto there, that plug, that was like burnt and melted, so obviously something's gone wrong with this. So we're going to get Dave on his little jollies again, take it to, what was it called?
Rotating Electrics.
Rotating Electrics. Hopefully them guys there can get this sorted, because this is like quite a specific part, and I don't think you can really get hold of it. I presume they do them on other Sierras other than the Cosworth, but it'd be a lot easier if we can just get that motor done, because the rest of it works. So another thing hopefully ticked off on the list. Look at
our list so far.
That ain't hardly anything, is it?
And that's just what we can think of pretty much off the top of our head. But now, at least now it's in front of us, we know, don't we?
We do, but it's one of them things we do need to go. We're just literally looking at this car now. I know we're waiting for the interior, but there's a lot of other things what we can do. Like I said, with the headlights, we need to get that sorted. Fog lights in the bumper brackets, just cleaning plastic interior parts. They need all cleaning before they go in. We've managed to get the front screen, and we've got two rear screens which are in the back of the truck. We've managed to get them here so far without any damage. We've had a price for a new front screen. It's about £300 fitted, but when we bought the Sierra, it was in the listing that they had a new screen fitted, one of the things I had done, and my logic is it hasn't been anywhere, so technically it's still a new screen. So what we're going to do, it's a bit dusty, we're going to clean it off, check it, because if it's peppered in stone chips and bits and bobs, we'll get a new screen. But if it isn't, we'll just have this screen refitted with the rear one. Well, we've got two rears, we're going to pick the best out of the two. And just have them refitted in, and then we can crack on putting the interior parts back in.
Save a few quid as well.
Hopefully saves it. We've just got to pay for someone to fit them, do you know what I mean? Instead of paying for screens.
Gavin at Waterglass come out on that?
He's busy.
Oh.
It's Derek now.
Derek at Waterglass.
He's got too famous, I think, Gavin.
Right, bit of progress. Spent not a couple of hours, about an hour or so, cleaning down the old windscreens, front and back, and scraping up all the old sealant that they put around the glue. And come to the conclusion that this front screen was pretty much mint. It's pretty much brand new, isn't it, like Stokes said.
They hadn't even fitted the rear view wiper mirror.
So it needs another little bit of a clean down. There are some marks you can see inside, but they should come off. But that is pretty much mint. There's no point going and buying a brand new one if you've got essentially a brand new one. The back isn't quite the same story. It does look okay, I think, to be honest.
This will polish off, it's just watermarks, isn't it?
The other thing we've been doing as well, I've stripped down one of the headlights just to check the sort of overall condition. We've got essentially 2 pairs to make one good set out of. We did get in contact with someone who does the re-chroming, but he says he can't do plastic, and he wanted £100 a lens. So if anyone knows either if we can get new inserts, chrome inserts, or if anyone does do plastic re-chroming, I think just get in the comments and let us know, because we're not too sure. This isn't that bad.
Apparently it's headlight reflector.
Yeah.
So it's a headlight reflector, so they obviously do it from new, and they do it with all sorts of cars, so they still do it.
But we can't really find anywhere that does it.
Yeah.
We did sort of think of maybe using some chrome paint, but it's not going to give the right finish, I don't think.
We bought some, tested it on a bit of plastic, it just looks silver. And all the reviews I've seen on like YouTube, people doing it, they say the same thing.
So if anyone knows, drop some info in the comments and let us know, and we'll get in touch with them. Luckily the glasses are fine, and most of the bits that make up the headlight are sound anyway.
Yeah.
I think there's a broken bolt in one of them, but I can just pinch that off the other set anyway. So I'm going to clean them up, clean the lenses up, sort of semi-reassemble it, because this is easy enough to get back out anyway.
Yeah, they're just on clips.
Yeah. So we can get them back together, and then if someone gives us an answer of how or what we can do about it, it's literally just undoing 2 bolts, and you can take the whole reflector out. So that should be good. So I'm going to crack on with that. We're going to spray up some of the brackets, and hopefully they'll look mint when they're done anyway. And if you can hear me now, what I said about the rear windscreen, we're going to get them fitted ASAP. That means you can get the roof.
We've just placed them in for now. We've got someone who can fit them for you. We've just got to get a bit of like primer for around the windows, and then the sealant
stuff. Yeah. So
and then I think we might have to get a new rubber for around the windows, unless we've got a good rubber.
Yeah. So we'll see about that. But as soon as that's in, we can start doing a bit more on the interior, and as soon as these lights and things, we can start putting the side skirts on, lights, just little bits and bobs that aren't in the way of the engine, if you know what I mean. And then we can, hopefully Stoke's going to crack on with that, and
that's it.
We'll get the engine back in before you know it as well.
Still not got no coil, so...
Yeah, the coil didn't arrive, and it's too late for us to include it in this episode, so hopefully by next week it should be here and we can get that started, maybe, fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
Let's pray for us. Right, I did actually start cleaning down. I cleaned the 2 lenses, just wanted to make sure they were not cracked or anything like that. They're all fine. There's a few little marks, but nothing major. I cleaned one of them down, and then halfway through I realised all the clips and everything were broke off it. So what I've done instead, I've stripped all 4 headlights down and basically got all the best bits from them, combined them together, and this is what I'm left with. So they don't look the best, but they're better than, you know, all the extra parts. Obviously, that's completely ruined, isn't it? But we're going to get that redone. So I'm just going to clean, well, I'm not going to do it today because we are kind of out of time, but going to get everything cleaned down now. I know everything's got all the right bits on it. They can go back together, and then that's another job ticked off the list. And Stokes did just remind us the fog lights as well have the same sort of innards on them, and they've worn, so...
Like I said, get in the comments if you know anywhere that can re-chrome them, or we can buy new versions of them. That'd be ideal.
So whatever you think, if you can get them re-chromed or if you can get replacements, I don't know, whatever it is, you let us know. It's been a bit of a funny week this week. We have kind of been working on this, that and the other, plus some other stuff that's not to do with the channel. Fortunately, those bits, the bit didn't come for that, so we couldn't work on that. But the Civic's offer paint now, so that should be done, you know, hopefully within a week or so, hopefully. We've tinkered about with a few little bits on that. We've done a major list. We've been looking behind the scenes for all these little bits and bobs that we've got to buy. So hopefully over the next couple of weeks we can start getting this back together a bit.
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of a mixture between whatever cars we've got on the channel. It's going to be like some on the Celica, some on the Sierra. So in the same episode, you're going to get...
see bits of each thing.
And I think because we've tidied the unit up in this episode and it's left a bit of room around this Sierra, I think it has...
Well, hopefully now, like I say, because we're waiting on parts for that, we can focus a bit more on that again, but we're trying to get everything together as best we can. So you probably are going to see bits of this and bits of that for the next couple of weeks, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Plus when the Civic comes back, you're going to see a little bit more of that. So stay tuned. Hopefully with seeing a bit more of everything, it'll be a bit better for you rather than just focusing on one thing.
Yeah, then you may enjoy that more.
But it's just one of those, you know what it's like with these old cars. Every time we come to something, there's little bits we've got to get and buy. So it's just one of those sorts.
Are you going to
explain?
Are you going to explain that in the background?
Oh, this over here?
Yeah.
My little glamour light. We're thinking about it, possibly, maybe next week, is we might start doing either some TikTok lives or Instagram lives, something like that. So basically you can, you know, interact with us and watch us while we're working on things.
And it'd be bit like Big Brother, but it's not Big Brother, it's Big Cartel.
Yeah. We're still going to film the regular episodes, but sometimes we might spend a couple of hours just tinkering around inside that engine bay.
Basically, you can see my bum crack bent over that engine bay for an hour long,
and you
tinkering
can see what
away.
it's really like behind the scenes when we're actually trying to fix this. A lot of effing and jeffing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we're gonna give it a go. I think maybe next week.
What we struggle up here is internet, isn't it?
Yeah. So we'll try and sort something out. But if you're interested in that and you want to see us live, just come and join us. You can interact with us or whatever, and help us out, help us figure out how to get that car started again.
Yeah.
That'll be the main thing. But yeah, for this week, I know it's been a bit all over the place, but you know, we've got to do what we've got to do, haven't we, Stoke?
That's it, mate.
But next week, tune in again. Like, follow, share and subscribe. Tell
All
all
the
your
good
mates.
stuff.
And send us some support.
Yeah.
Leave some comments and likes and that.
Yeah.
See you next week, yeah?
See you in a bit. Ta-ra.
I don't even know if you can get... It isn't perfect. If you want one anyway. Last time.
Go on.
Yeah, the rear screen isn't exactly perfect, but I don't think we can get a new one even if you want a new one. So we've got two to choose from.